Hey guys, Travis Fulton here. Hope you had a great weekend. And before we get to our very special Monday guest to kick off Ryder Cup week, I'm pleased to announce that my partnership with ViStar Credit Union is back once again. Now, what that means is this fall, like last fall, you can hashtag honor your hero when you nominate an active military member or veteran who is important in your life. This was a huge success last year. Go to my Instagram page at Travis Fulton Golf. Click on the link in my bio. You'll see hashtag honor your hero. I want to know about them right there. Please nominate them. Or you can go to my website, travisfultongolf.com, click on the partners page, and you will see ViStar Credit Union. There are incredible prizes that we'll be giving away all fall, including lessons with yours truly and a full set of clubs at PXG. Hashtag honor your hero is back with ViStar Credit Union. I'm excited. I want to hear about them. Enjoy the podcast. And we're back, Stripe Show podcast on a Monday. I'm your host, Travis Fulton. Thank you for making us part of your day. Hope you had a good weekend. Special one here today to kick off Ryder Cup week. We actually have someone in the studio today on the set that's actually played the golf course. So stay tuned for some insight on that. And didn't lose a golf ball, I hear, by the whole time.
Oh my God.
But a special one here today. We're pleased to be joined by Gabe George, right over here, our retired U.S. Navy corpsman, a Wounded Warrior ambassador, and Zellner Foundation ambassador, and one of the co-owners and founders of the Zellner Foundation, Xiomara Spadafora. Thank you to both of you for being here today. I'm excited about this conversation. I got to start with you real quick. I know we were going to get to this a little bit later, but can you just give my audience just a little insight to Marco Simone and just how difficult it is?
Well, the Marco Simone golf course is an experience. And the funny thing is that when we got to Rome, this was our anniversary number 15 with my husband. It was my present to him. And we got there and you're golfing in Rome. People go to Rome for the beautiful architecture and all the sightseeing, but no one ever thinks about golfing. So when we got there, it was actually a 30-minute drive. And there was still a lot of construction back then. This is August 2nd, almost a couple months ago. And the course is beautiful. It's right at the Marco Simone Castle that actually we'll learn later that all the water that runs through Rome. So if you can tap in all those fountains, there is water you can drink everywhere. The water comes from this place, Marco Simone. So it's a very, very special, very important place. And it's hilly, you are in the golf cart here, then you're in the golf cart there. The rough is incredibly difficult. And like you say, I lost a lot of balls, actually 14 of them.
I said you didn't lose any balls, or maybe that was your husband, Jeff, right?
It was a beautiful experience, beautiful day, gorgeous.
All right, we'll get some more insight on that. But I want to get to you, Gabe, and thank you for being here. I've learned a lot about you and your story. And every once in a while on the podcast, I like to do stories like this, and particularly with the military background. You're retired from the U.S. Navy.
Correct.
And as you can see, for those watching, you had to get your right arm amputated from an accident that happened 13 years ago. And we're going to have him hit some balls here a little bit later. And let me tell you something. This guy right here has got a great golf swing, and he also is very good at some other sports. But I want to set the stage. 13 years ago, you got in an accident.
Correct.
Take my audience there. What happened there?
First of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Well, April 1st, 2008, I just got back from deployment, and I was here actually in Jacksonville, and I was leaving Bible study one Friday evening, I believe, and I was on my motorcycle going down the street, headed to the movies theater, and didn't make it there. Someone made a U-turn at a light, didn't see me. I woke up 3 weeks later. They told me that I had broke C2 to C7, 6 ribs on the right side, collarbone, scapula, both lungs collapsed, which left me in a coma for about 3 weeks, and paralyzed my right arm. I had the right brachial plexus injury, which was pretty much damage to the nerve endings and the spinal cord injury, and woke up and changed my life from there.
Now you were pronounced dead, if I'm not mistaken, right on the scene, right?
A couple of times, yeah, on the scene. And then they said they gave up on me a few times while they took me straight to ICU. Right? Both lungs collapsed, and they said my heart stopped breathing, all that stuff. But thankfully, thank you to God, I'm still here.
Yeah. Now, so take me through the journey of your arm since that, because you had the arm and you kind of contemplated for what, 10 years, better part of 10 years on what you were going to do with your right arm. And then you ended up making the decision you did to amputate it.
Correct. So it was a series of, I'd say 12 years of working with different surgeons, different doctors, different people's opinions about, okay, if it can be healed, what can be done to try to bring it back. And then after going 10 years of really no improvement, multiple surgeries, you get tired of getting cut on and poked on. That's about my 7th year into that. That's when I found adaptive sports, when I was introduced to it, from things like archery, pickleball, and golf and scuba dive, all the things that we talk about that I do now. But as I found out, like as I would do certain things, especially golf, when I had the arm, it was still paralyzed. Most of the time it was swinging. So in my swing, the arm kind of got in the way.
Okay.
I would end up hitting the arm or get caught in the way, and it really imbalanced me a lot. But I kept it because I still had that hope or waiting to see what could happen. But it wasn't until I started really getting active. I went snowboarding at one year. My first year I went snowboarding, I fell and broke the wrist on the paralyzed arm. And then I went back the following year and fell and shattered the humerus on my paralyzed arm. And once I did that, the doctors was like, okay, maybe it might be time to reconsider something because it's damaging more and it was so much risk of injury. I had burnt the arm, all kind of stuff.
And you couldn't feel it. You couldn't.
I mean, you know something was different because it's always in pain because I had that chronic nerve pain. But having a body part, something that you couldn't use, was just accessory that wasn't helpful. And so when I finally found a surgeon that was really to do the amputation surgery, I met a surgeon here. He's a former retired Army. He was like, okay, let's do it. And guaranteed one of the best decisions I've ever made because it didn't change the pain. Because most doctors that I talked to along that time frame, they didn't want to do the surgery because they thought I was crazy. They was like, oh, well, it's too much risk of infection. It's going to imbalance you. All these reasons of not doing it. And they thought I was just trying to get rid of it because of the pain. I knew that wasn't going to change anything. But once I had the surgery, it disarticulated, and that was in February 2020, and things got better because I was able to move more.
Quality of life, right?
Oh, definitely. Nothing getting in the way, nothing that extra step I have to take was removed. So tell my audience, as you complicated that, right? And you had your right arm, and then you made the decision to amputate it. What did you, through this journey and since that, what have you learned about yourself? One thing I've learned that I'm a little more resilient than I thought. I always had that desire to go. I've always loved life. I've loved learning. I love trying new things. I love being better at things too. So I've learned that not to always just listen to all the noise that's inside yourself, but also to others too, because you're the one that's living the life. You're the one that has to go through this stuff. And there's so many people that said, no, don't do this. You're crazy for doing it. Just wait. But they wasn't living with it. So they wouldn't have to carry this. But I can't say it was just so freeing, but it just made something in my life a little simpler. So let's talk about the Zellner Foundation. You and your husband, Jeff, you guys started it, and you can see the logo there on Gabe's shirt. You hear these stories. You help military vets, and you do a lot of things for them. You're there for them. I've heard you speak very passionately about the Zellner Foundation. Tell my audience about it, and where they can learn more about it too.
Well, actually, Gabriel is probably he is the second military veteran that we benefit. The Zellner Foundation started in 2020 mostly with job placement in mind. But after the pandemic and everything that happened, it really went nowhere. So we changed it because we launched it with the first golf tournament. And in the players group, there were at least 30 or 40 military veterans, and they were all golfing. And I asked them, why do you like golfing so much? And they were like, it just helps us clear our head. So my husband and I, we love golf, and we saw the perfect way to help them and to find that little healing, the way we call it, from golf to adapt in an adaptive sport setting. So Gabriel actually came and played in that first tournament, and we talked later in December. And I was like, do you have clubs? And he was like, no. And we were like, okay, let's start. Get him a set of clubs. Then it's like, okay, you need some lessons. Let's pay for the lessons. And that is snowballed. And today, 3 years later, we have benefited almost 80 military veterans, including 20 children and spouses. So we not only are benefiting the military veteran, but also their families, so they can golf together.
Oh, wow.
And it's been an amazing experience since then. But then when, like you said, when you see Gabriel hit that ball and you're like, what excuses do I have? Or how can I complain about my swing when someone hits that ball with that passion, like if the arm is still there. So
and with the energy and the optimism. And when you walk into the room, like you fill the room up.
Yes.
And then you get up there and you hit this golf shot and you're like, okay, wait a minute. Okay. I mean, this guy's got it all going right now, you know. HackMotion is an innovative wrist analysis sensor and app that measures players' wrist and hand movement in the golf swing. With audio feedback and different drill modes, it offers the capability to improve players' wrist mechanics in the golf swing to provide a better club face control and impact position. HackMotion can be used for both full swing and putting to cover all golf shots. HackMotion is used by some of the top golf coaches today around the world. Visit hackmotion.com. Talk about the Zellner Foundation. What's been to you?
The Zellner Foundation, they're a foundation, but really it's family to me. And I wholeheartedly mean that, because when we first met, like, I barely knew anything about golf. And it was an extremely hard, boring sport. That's what the way I looked at it. It was like, you see it on TV, it was like, it's slow, it's boring. It was like, but I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know that, once you learn to hit the ball right, or somebody, when you have proper club, you have proper equipment, changed everything. And then having the right people around you that took the time to pour into you, to show you, and get you lessons, that actually give you stuff without trying to yell at you. Oh yeah, you're messing up your day. It gave you, once you found out how I was able to do it, then I was like, okay, this is something else I can be good at. It was therapeutic in a way that I enjoyed it, but it was challenging too. So, and then, it's one arm for me, but I understand how when other people see it, it's like, wow. But to me, it's like, I'm not even thinking about one arm. I'm thinking, okay, get the movements right, going through the process, thinking of all the things I've heard the coaches talk about. And then I end up messing up because I'm in my head. Then I have to learn, but wait, stop thinking and just hit the ball. And so it's the whole cycle that I got from golf. And then, like how they say, from bringing the families into it. That as a veteran, like especially as an injured veteran too, we have options. They have the other resources that come to us to let you find something for yourself, let you see what you can comfort. But then once you get to that step, you've gone to different things and other events. You're like, oh, I've done this, but it's hard to go home and then not be able to share that with your family and not be able to talk about it because they weren't there. They're like, oh, well, we didn't see it. But now that they're offering it to when your kids are out there golfing with you, it gives the whole full circle of the therapy, of the holistic.
Yeah, that's what, that's one of the things that I really liked is it's about the family too, playing the game. And I do a lot of stuff with Wounded Warrior. And we do a lot of stuff in the studio here for Wounded Warrior vets. And then also I do some satellite stuff. And where we'll do instructional things, satellite, where warriors are logging on from all over the country, which is really, it's really cool. And I've seen firsthand, just from this studio in the last year, how many vets have come through here. And some of the parties that we've hosted, we have a league that's going on right now in here. Tonight is week 5. And that's been a lot of fun. But I go back to a situation where we were doing an event in here, and a vet came in with his family, and they all sat down on the couch, and he didn't really say a whole lot for about an hour and a half. And everybody else was kind of mingling. Just him and his family were sitting there, and we started hitting some little pitch shots. And I said, come in, and he wouldn't. And I finally kind of just pried him enough. I was like, just try it once. I'll help you. And so he got up, and I helped him, and he got it up in the air, and he hit a good shot, and he's already looking for the next ball.
Of course.
And then the next ball. And so all of a sudden, like, I saw a change. He literally took one swing, and I saw a change. And so he hit probably 6-7 shots, and he hit a couple good ones, and he sat back down. And I'm telling you, this guy started talking and was one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, he was a crack up for the rest of the night. And he started to come out of his shell. And that is no joke. You see that. And golf, it has a way. I'm not going to say golf is therapeutic, right? It's hard to make that statement for everyone, but it is for some, isn't it? I mean, you've seen it.
It's life changing, and it's very humbling when you have a wife calling you and telling you what you did to my husband. He was before yelling at the kids 24/7, and now he takes them out and they're together and they're spending time together with the clubs that we provided and the lessons we provided. It can change people's lives, and it's incredible. And the other thing, I grew up in a country where golf is for the ultra rich from Colombia. So there's really no access. Everything is private course. And unless you are in a legacy kind of thing from father to mother, you never get to play. Today, maybe a little more, but it's still not enough. So when I got to the US and I went with my husband one time, I was fighting with him. We had a toddler at home and I was like, why are you doing 5 hours out? We need to solve this. They're like, come with me one day. And I was there one day, and then the birds chirping and the sound of the water and the wind. And I was like, now I get it. It takes you to a complete place. And now when I'm stressed, actually, I still go and hit balls, and it just clears your mind. So it does have that element of just wiping out whatever it is that you have in your mind. And that's the effect that for veterans that have trauma, PTSD is just absolutely incredible.
Have you seen those stories? I mean, I know, have you seen those stories? People you talk to, you're a wonderful inspiration. I'm sure you're having conversations with former military, maybe not just military, I mean, people who are going through real struggle. You talk to them. I know you have a huge impact on so many. Do you sense that too in golf, and maybe what that's meant for a lot of people?
Oh, definitely. There's been many times where I'm just on the range, just trying to focus. Me and Jeff, per se, will be on the range, just hitting balls. He work on me. I'm just trying to perfect my mind how to hit and stuff, and not paying attention to others. And then people will just drive up and just stop and start watching. Or then there's been guys that come up and start talking, just telling their stories about how I'm hitting so great to them. Then it opens up to them talking about their life, the things that's going on in their life, and how being out here and watching me has motivated them to make them feel like, you know what, okay, keep going, stop worrying about this stuff. It's over and over. It's constantly, and that stuff makes me keep showing up too, because it makes me like, okay, now it's not that I'm here for money. I'm out here trying to do it for the purpose, but I love what the sport is doing, from how it's showing people to keep being active, keep living your life.
It's funny. Like I always say, golf means different things to different people. And when I was young, I always thought golf was, it was 18 holes. There was a country club, it was a collared shirt. It was like, and even though I grew up on a 9-hole course and it wasn't necessarily like that, I kind of, as I started playing tournaments, that's kind of how I registered golf. And then I learned that that's how most people are registering golf. Right. And so getting into the business and teaching for the last 23 years and traveled the country and the podcast and all that, it's like, golf is way more than that. There's so many more tentacles to golf, including what my mission was here in building a studio, was to be able to do stuff like this, but B, make it inviting to everybody. Yeah, sure. We're going to have, professional golfers come through here, and I can speak the professional game, and that's interesting and people want to hear about it, but also to be able to bring in a group of people that maybe are just wanting to get into the game, a family from the Zellner Foundation, who would just like a start that's not intimidating, that's welcoming, that's affordable, et cetera, et cetera. And so it goes back to my instruction, where I have a lot of teachers, and and young teachers, when they come in, they think that, well, everybody needs to get on a lesson plan, right? And it's like, no, they don't. No, they don't. They don't, because not everybody wants to get on a lesson plan, right?
On the sport, let me enjoy the sport. Let me see if
okay, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, sure, some will, and that's great, and you can make an impact, but others don't. They want to just go out and be with their family. They just want to go with their buddies and play 9 holes, listen to little music. And I played bad, but man, I had a great time.
All it takes is one ball.
One shot.
Yeah, right. Ball. Yes. I've seen it. Yes. I've seen it. And it wasn't even like, just get the ball in the air. Right. And so it's awesome to see, I think, how golf has really developed. It's cool. I think with the indoor golf, you get junior golfers in here and they see the About Golf simulator and their eyes light up, and they're 7 years old. And we're in Florida. It's not 95 degrees and sweating. They're like, man,
it's
yeah, I had a great experience at 7. So it's it's cool to see. There's so many different angles to come at it from. And I think the inspiration angle that you provide is so impactful and meaningful. And then all the stuff that the Zellner Foundation is doing to provide the opportunity.
Exactly. I can't do what I do without them.
Yeah. Yeah.
There would be no me on golf. You would never see me without them.
And it's incredible, especially like running our numbers, like more than 65% of our beneficiaries are minorities. Mm-hmm. So we have brought into the fold people that they tell me, we never thought we will be setting foot on a golf course because of their background. So it's just incredible how golf completely has opened the door, and it's because it's a beautiful sport.
It is.
And people really, when they get into it, it's something that it becomes an obsession. It did for me. I can watch golf now for 5 hours on the TV.
So you're a certified pickleball.
I'm a
certified instructor pickleball.
Correct. Yes, I am. Mm-hmm. That's one of my other favorite sports to play.
Wow.
It's a little bit faster than golf, but I meet a lot of golfers out there too.
I encourage everyone to go Google Gabriel George archery. Okay. Because I've seen you archery, and it is impressive.
It is impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive. Like, you taught yourself how to do that.
Well, I had a instructor. I can't say I taught myself. I had a phenomenal instructor out in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Andre Shelby. He's a gold medalist, Paralympian, phenomenal human being also. So just when I found archery and introduced me he took me under his wings and showed me everything I know.
Wow.
But yes, I'm very interdependent. I can't do everything with all the stuff I go to. I have to lean on people at the time.
Yeah. And you have a child too, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
A 14-year-old.
Okay. Okay. We'll have to talk afterwards. I have an 8 and a 7. So what am I?
Love them right now.
Yeah.
Enjoy it right now.
Love them right now.
Let's talk about Heart of Invictus, Netflix series you're a part of that's out. Tell my audience about that. Attention golfers, if you're looking to upgrade your game with a set of high-quality clubs that are blazing fast, beyond forgiving, and beautifully made, check out the all-new PXG Gen 6 golf clubs. Not only are they easy to hit, they deliver outstanding distance and incredible accuracy, lowering your scores and bringing you more fun on the golf course. What more could you want? Schedule your Gen 6 fitting today at pxg.com or by calling 844-PLAY-PXG.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of the Invictus Games, which Prince Harry puts on every years. It's a global event for injured and ill veterans all across the world. And I had the honor of representing Team USA back in 2019, but 2020, because COVID kind of messed everything up. But it was a phenomenal event that I got to participate in and compete in multiple adaptive sports. I did swimming, archery, and rowing in that year. And the Heart of Invictus is a series that covers about 5 or 6 different veterans from around the world, from different countries. And I represented Team US for this series. And they followed me around. I had a film crew follow me around for my life for a couple of years and film day-to-days and show some interesting insight on my life.
Wow. And that's out now, right?
It's out right now on Netflix. You can see it's a 5-part series, about an hour each episode.
Let's go back to Marco Simone for a second. Because it is Ryder Cup week, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I have Marco Simone on my sim. And have you played it yet? Have you played that course yet? Maybe we'll play it tonight. Okay.
I don't think,
Okay, well, maybe we got to get it up tonight. And so I've played it on here. You've played it in person.
Unforgettable.
And
have you played it here?
No, I haven't. Maybe I'll play here better.
But when I watch it and I'm playing it, there's a few things that stand out. One is up, down, up, down. Beautiful. 2, I see a lot of blind shots, some dog legs. Yeah, go ahead and try to cut it off. Yeah, go ahead. No. But we're going to pinch the fairways in. And if you miss the fairway, give this people an idea on the rough.
Okay, so the rough, I hope they cut it because like I said, they were still in a lot of preparations, building a lot of stuff around the course. So maybe they thought, you know what, we need to cut this rough. It was waist high.
Oh my gosh.
So if the rough, so if you, like Travis said, you're trying to cut the corner and go from here to get it closer to the hole. If you miss by maybe 2 feet, you're in that, you'll never get your ball out. It's absolutely impossible. I'm a 25 handicap golfer. I lost 14 balls.
Wow.
It was disastrous.
Wow.
But it was a beautiful experience. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But it's very difficult. So I hope they maybe made it a little bit easier. These are the best golfers in the world. I'm sure they can handle it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks, even on the sim, I'm like, wow. I mean, that's,
yes.
you know, like that's going to be, you better hit the fairway if you're going to go on that line.
Yes. And there's a lot of water obstacles too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of water in at least probably 10 holes, I'd say.
Yeah. And there's some interesting like little slopes too. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to post this video here soon so on 18, par 5, straight down the hill. Yes. Beautiful. I hit a 3-wood and I was like, wow, I hit that really good. And it was, and it gets tighter up by the green because the water's on the left. And my ball hits right center.
Yes.
And I'm like, that'll be right in front of the green. It went in the water. I'm like, whoa, that's a serious slope right there.
Yes.
And so if you're going to bounce it up there, it better be moving. Or and so like just little things like that. It's so real playing on the sim. There's just a lot of up and down and subtle slopes that'll play it.
Also the weather, Travis, we played in a 90 something degree. Yeah. This is going to be probably like 70s or 80s. Okay. I'm sure the weather might also change. Influence the play.
Yeah. So you got friends on both sides, right? I mean, you got,
a little bit,
a little lean maybe in one way or the other.
It's still Team US.
Yeah.
Gotta be Team
US. Do you watch golf on TV? Some?
When I have time.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting in the house. Yeah. More so airport lounges.
Yeah. So I know, so you're a certified teacher and playing pickleball and you're making, as you look ahead in your life, you got a beautiful child, family. What is your mission from here? What is your greatest impact as you move forward, you feel?
My mission, keep doing the things that I'm doing now, but an ambassador for sports, especially for adaptive sports, because the impact, people are always going to be injured. People are always going to get sick, but people are going to always need for play. And if I can be an ambassador for that and show how playing this, whatever sport it be, it can be beneficial to us. I love that. Yeah. And it's global. That's everywhere. And then providing access to people that don't have it. That's another big effort.
Don't give up, right?
No.
You know, you lose a limb or you lose
too much out here to do.
Yeah.
And just because you hurt, just because you're in, there's another way you can adapt. If you're willing to adapt, you can overcome it. Yeah. You can still enjoy it.
It is a struggle though, right? I mean, it's like everybody has their own struggle.
Definitely.
Life is hard.
Yeah, it is. Life is hard. It's moving fast. You put kids into it and all of a sudden you're like, wow, you know, have I even said hello to my wife in the last, 5 days or
that's just kids. You're a teenager.
Exactly.
But you have to embrace it and hit it head on, don't you? And there's like in the therapy, you have to kind of admit that, okay, this is happening and now I have to hit it head on and work myself out of it.
Correct.
For the betterment. You can't avoid it, right?
No.
You can't be in denial.
No.
It just grows then.
Yeah.
Things are sitting. Taking it on is better.
You got to take it on.
And learn to deal with it. And that's why I go back to the golf. I mean, there are so many sports where you can go work out. It's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You go for a walk. It's 30 minutes. When you golf, you're 4 hours. You turn off that phone, you're gone.
Yeah.
So that to me is the power, and especially for mental health, whether you're a military veteran, PTSD, a struggle, or anybody that is going through hardship. Golf is truly an outlet that can change people's lives. Just be nice to your wife and don't be there.
Yeah, and talk to her. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. What about Zellner Foundation? What's your, as you guys look ahead?
So look ahead, where our goal for the end of the year is to get to 100 beneficiaries, and I think we're pretty much going to accomplish that. And right now, we're always in need of used, in good condition golf clubs.
Okay.
That's another reason why people don't golf. Golf is expensive. So for us, we always give our veterans and our children, the little guys, the birdies, always new equipment. But for the adults, we need donated clubs. So it could be a full set of irons or individual putters and drivers. And if you want to help more, even, you can become a sponsor. You can go to the website, ZellnerFoundation.com. And we also have our 4th Charity Golf Open in November 3rd. It's at the golf club at Southampton. So we still have some spots open if you want to come and play with us.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Gabe, you're an inspiration. We hit a shot for us?
Anytime.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Stripe Show Podcast. We'll be back tomorrow.